It's a question of nostalgia. I've occasionally been sharing on here a song that has had some particular significance for me at some point in my life. It's interesting to go back and see what I was listening to and why at a particular time. This is not nostalgia, though. It's not a longing to return to that time, to have that experience again. If I do have, or if I long to have that kind of experience again, it will be with a new song, not an old one. When I listen to an old song that was my favourite way back when, I don't feel what I felt then. Indeed, I don't generally listen to those songs anymore. I don't feel what I felt then, but I do remember feeling it. No, if I do have that feeling again, it's with a new song. I find that nostalgia actually holds us back from new experiences. Instead of moving on to new experience, we remain anchored in our past experiences. Well, you might say, what's wrong with having our roots in the past? Isn't that a good thing? Perhaps, but I don't think it's exactly the same thing as nostalgia. I think having my roots in the past means that I learn from the past, hopefully, that I use the past to move on into the future. I don't remain there. The past can feed and nourish the present and the future, but if we live in it, well, we'll never move forward. I talk about music in this context because I think it's one of the most striking examples, but the same can be true of many other things. People are often nostalgic about past TV shows. For instance, many times I've heard people say that the original Star Trek is the one for them. It's the only one they will watch. Really? Have you watched it lately? There's no way at any level that the original Star Trek is as good as, let alone better than, many of the later incarnations of the franchise. Any of them, probably. Although the newer shows are not of all similar quality, of course. By clinging to the old Star Trek, they wall themselves in from seriously and meaningfully encountering the new branches of that show. Sure, of course, the original Star Trek is of historical and social significance. It always will be that, without any question. But in the same way that a handprint or a roughly sketched buffalo on a cave wall is historically and socially significant. But I think we've moved on a little from that, haven't we? The same thing applies to new technology. People who will only listen to recordings on vinyl or read books on paper are trapped in a fog of nostalgia that prevents them from enjoying new experiences, from enjoying the benefits of newer technologies. Are vinyl recordings in any way or at any level actually superior to music streaming? My answer to that is a resounding no. Although I do know that there are plenty of people out there who would die to defend the idea that vinyl is superior. But I don't think they're actually defending the technology, though they'll try to make it seem as if that's what they're doing. They're defending an experience, they're defending a memory, they're defending a precious experience. Look, I remember buying my first vinyl single and my first vinyl album. Well, there was no choice back then. But yes, sure, it was an important occasion. But when cassette tapes came out, I never bought another vinyl record. When CDs came out, I never bought another tape. And when streaming happened, I never bought another CD. I don't have to keep reliving a past experience to appreciate it. I remember it. And I move on to new experiences with new music, new technology, and new media. Of course, not everything new is automatically better than what went before. I'm no more a novelist, nice pun there, than I am an antiquarian or a Luddite. But I'm willing to give the new a try. Oh, and incidentally, I'm just as likely to share with you here a new song as I am an old song, maybe even more likely. I feel no loyalty to the past. My roots are in the past, but I am not.